Hello and welcome to the discourse. Today we are going to discuss the verb. A verb is one of the most important part of a sentence. In fact, it is so important that we cannot imagine a sentence without a verb. Or can we? The smallest possible sentence of English is I am. Now this sentence contains a subject I and a verb am. Am represents the state of being. Let us consider a question. Is Ananya going to watch the movie? And the answer is she is. Again, it is one of the smallest possible sentence and it also contains the subject she and the verb is. The point is, it is difficult or it is impossible to imagine a sentence without a verb. So let us discuss the uses of verbs. Uses of verb. The first use of a verb is to express a physical action. An action which happens in real. Examples can be she sells flower. The doctor wrote a prescription. Or Shraddha bought a packet of Maggi. Now in these sentences, sells is an activity, a physical action. Wrote is again a physical action or in past. And bought is again a physical action. So verb represents a physical action that is either happening or has happened in the past or will happen in the future. Another use of verb is to express mental actions. That happens only in mind, not in real world. As for example, she is thinking about him. Richa considers the job done. Or are you anticipating a large crowd for today's program? Now in these sentences, thinking is a mental process, considers again representing a mental action, and anticipating or anticipate is also a verb which expresses mental action. The third use of verb is to express state of being. Now these verbs do not represent any physical or mental action, they just are used to represent the state of being. One of the most important such verb is to be, and it can be represented in all tenses of verb. Subject, past tense, present tense and future tense. I in past tense was, present tense am, future will be. You were, are, will be. He, she or it was, is or will be. They were, are or will be. We were, are or will be. So to be can be represented in all tenses of the verb. So these were the uses of a verb. Now we will discuss the classifications or types of a verb. The first classification is dynamic or static verb. Dynamic verbs are also known as action verbs because they express the action that a subject can take. Now these actions can either be mental actions or they can be physical actions. On the other hand, a stative verb do not describe any action. Rather, they represent the situation or condition or the state which is consistent, which is not going to change. The difference between a dynamic verb and a static verb is very important because we cannot use a static verb with continuous form. That is, we cannot use static verb, can't be used in continuous form. That is be plus ing. We cannot use this. This implies that we cannot use a stative verb with present perfect continuous or past perfect continuous or future perfect continuous tense. That is, we cannot use a stative verb with any form of continuous or progressive tense of a verb. Now there are many types of dynamic verbs, and all dynamic verbs represents an action or event that can begin or end, that can start or finish. As for example, play. It is an activity. Sunita plays tennis. Sunita is playing tennis right now, and she will stop after some time. Another example is melt. It is a process. The snow melts in spring. The snow is melting right now. Again, hit. It is a momentary action. When a boxer hits his opponent, it may cause serious injuries. In this example, we are talking about a single hit that may lead to serious injuries. Another example can be when a boxer is hitting his opponent, it may lead to serious injuries. Here we are talking about many hits that a boxer is giving to his opponent and that may lead to serious injuries. As we can see in all these examples, the dynamic verb can be used in ing form. It can be used in continuous form. That is, a dynamic verb can be used in simple tense or perfect tense or perfect continuous or progressive tense. That is, we can use play as playing, was playing, has been playing, or will be playing. A stative verb often represents a consistent, static, or unchanging condition or state. A stative verb can be of two types: perception or cognition and relation. Examples can be hate. The type of stative verb is perception. Example can be Shraddha hates kulfi. Another example can be believe. It is also a perception type of stative verb. An example can be Sunita believes in UFOs. It is perception. Another example can be contain. Now it is a relation type of stative verb. Relation. Example can be the box contains 12 mangoes. So this verb is representing a relationship between the box and mangoes. Another example can be own. Again, it is a relation type of stative verb. An example can be Sita owns a diamond necklace. Now, owns represents a relationship between Sita and diamond necklace. So it is a relation stative verb. Now, none of these verbs can be used in progressive or continuous form. That is, if I say that Sita is owning a diamond necklace, then it would be a wrong statement or wrong or incorrect sentence. We cannot make such sentence. We cannot use stative verb with ing form or continuous form. Let us see some common examples of stative and dynamic verbs. Stative verbs can be hate, love, believe, recognize, see, hear, sound, have, doubt, consist of, mean. Examples of dynamic verbs can be eat, drink, sleep, dream, type, write, and so on. Now all these dynamic verbs can be used with simple or perfect form, and they can also be used with the continuous form of the tense of verbs. On the other hand, all these stative verbs can only be used with simple or perfect form of the verb. Let us see the special case of since and for. Radha owns a puppy since 2017, or Ananya owns a scooter for 6 months now. Radha is owning a puppy since 2017. Ananya is owning a scooter for 6 months. The first two sentences, Radha owns a puppy since 2017 and Ananya owns a scooter for 6 months, are correct sentences because to own is a stative verb and we can use own only with simple or perfect form of the tense. The other two sentences, Radha is owning a puppy or Ananya is owning a scooter, these are wrong or incorrect sentences because we cannot use own with the continuous form. The next classification is transitive or intransitive verb. A transitive verb is one which acts on something or which has a direct object. As for example, I saw a puppy. Richa ate the whole kheer. The postman will give Sarah the letter. Now in the first sentence, saw is the verb and it has a direct object puppy. In second, ate is the verb and the direct object is whole kheer. In third sentence, give is the verb and the direct object is the letter. Intransitive verbs are those which do not act on anything or which do not have any object. For example, the rain fell. My throat hurts. Or the cat sneezed. Now the fell is verb but it does not have any object. Throat hurts. Hurts is the verb but it does not have any direct object. Sneezed. The cat sneezed. Sneezed is a verb but it does not have any object. The third classification is auxiliary or modal verb. An auxiliary verb is one which accompanies the main verb to help express the mood, voice or tense of the verb. Common examples of auxiliary verb are be, do or have. Let us see some examples of auxiliary verb. Richa has eaten all the kheer. The table has been prepared. If he were to arrive in next 10 minutes, we will be on schedule. In the first sentence, has is the auxiliary word and it is representing or expressing the tense of the sentence. In the second case, the table has been. Has been is the auxiliary verb and it is expressing the voice of the sentence, which is passive voice. In the third sentence, there are two auxiliary verbs, were and will be, and both of these verbs are representing or expressing the mood of the sentence, and in this case, the mood is subjunctive mood. Modal verbs are a special kind of auxiliary verbs that are used to express ideas such as ability or possibility or an obligation or permission. Common examples of modal verbs are can, could, may, might be, shall, should, will or would. Let us see some sentences with modal verbs. Rashmi can eat a lot of chocolate. It is expressing ability of Rashmi to eat a lot of chocolate. Rashmi might eat that chocolate before she returns home. This sentence is showing some possibility that Rashmi might eat that chocolate before she returns to home. Rashmi may eat as many chocolates as she wants. This sentence is showing or expressing permission that Rashmi may eat as many chocolates as she wants. Rashmi must share the chocolates with Nisha. Now the last sentence is showing an obligation that Rashmi must share her chocolates with Nisha. These are the examples of modal verbs which are used to express either the ability or possibility or permissions or obligation. The next classification of a verb is phrasal verb. A phrasal verb is one which is made up of more than one word. Generally it contains two words. One of the word is the main verb and the second word is either a preposition or a particle. Generally, the meaning of a phrasal verb is completely different from the main verb. As for example, a burglar will break the window to break in a house. Now in this sentence, the phrasal verb is break in and its meaning is illegal entry, which is completely different from the meaning of break, which is the main verb. So a phrasal verb is a verb which is made up of more than one word, generally two words. One word is the main verb and the other word is either a preposition or a particle. And generally the meaning of a phrasal verb is completely different from the main verb. The last classification of a verb are regular verbs or irregular verbs. Regular verbs are those whose simple past tense or past participle can be attained by adding d or ed to the verb. As for example, love, loved, has loved, hate, hated, has hated, move, moved, has moved. Love, hate and move all are regular verbs because we can attain the simple past tense or the past participle either by adding d or ed. Irregular verbs are those in which we do not add d or ed to attain the past participle. As for example, tell or bleed. The simple past tense is told, past participle is has told. Bleed, the simple past tense is bled and past participle is has bled. Now we didn't get the past participle by either by adding d or ed. Hence these type of verbs are known as irregular verbs. They are different from the regular verbs in which we get the past participle either by adding d or ed. So these were the classifications of verbs. We will continue to discuss verbs furthermore. Please subscribe to the discourse and please like this video. Thank you.